More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby. Give me your time, all your love, I've been paying.
What's going on, family? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brandy.
And welcome to another episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. We back like we have never left.
So whoever's on video watching this, do not laugh at that intro, but that scared the life out of me, and I know it showed on my face.
What did?
When you started talking, you were so loud. I said...
Okay. All right. We only do this every week, so
I just wasn't ready.
Oh my goodness. So we need to fill the people in. For those of you guys don't know, we need your prayers. We need all the prayer warriors tapped in. Okay. The love of my life has suffered a grave injury.
Is so dramatic.
Suffered an injury to her right arm, possibly elbow.
This is why he keep hurting me and pulling on it, because he don't even know which one it is. It's not my right. It's my left. And that's why you keep hurting me.
Every time I touch your arm, I'm just like, whoa. You gotta stop getting hurt. This is the second arm injury you had since we've been together. I don't do it on purpose. And pretty soon people are gonna think I put my hands on you, and I like that.
Don't do it on purpose. I just happen to be a little clumsy.
I'm glad you can admit that.
It's part of my nature. I've known that since I was a child. Golly. And this arm in particular, I broke it when I was 10. I fractured my wrist. Was that a year ago? 2 years ago?
Oh my goodness.
And now I have another injury. We don't know the nature of it yet. But yeah, I was coming up the stairs from the garage on a meeting on my phone, busy trying to heat up some food and eat. And took a little tumble. You know
Did you drop your phone?
My phone went flying across the kitchen like a shuffle, the shuffleboard things.
It stayed intact, no cracks, no nothing.
No, I got a good case.
Come on,
my body did not stay intact.
Golly.
My shoulder went one way, and the rest of my body went another way. And I believe that I think I just bruised and contused some stuff. And because it's swollen, it's like pinching on the nerves. That's the best case scenario. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hoping nothing is broken or fractured or anything else, and that we can carry on, because I got too much stuff going on.
Yeah, I was playing a little bit, but I am serious. Pray for Brandy that this arm heals up. And it kind of sucked the weekend of it, the timing of it. Yeah. Had so much going on. We had the kids here. We had soccer games. I had an event to go to. You had to do laundry.
Had a barbecue. And
it was so
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. And number one, shout out to all of the mothers that are tapped into the What They Never Told Us podcast. We see you and we love you. And
happy Mother's Day.
You deserve every congratulations and every moment of praise for being good stand-up moms. Yeah. You deserve to be celebrated. You especially.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So it sucked that on Mother's Day that you were in pain.
Yeah, it got worse yesterday. I think it's because somebody didn't want me to enjoy it. One of my baby daddies was praying on my downfall.
I don't think that was happening.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened.
No.
I was good. I woke up Saturday like, oh, I think it's better. And then here comes Sunday when I'm supposed to be celebrated and enjoy, and I'm like, oh, it messed up my whole mood. I was trying to fight through it. But not that I had I didn't have an attitude. I wasn't cranky, but I just could not enjoy myself.
Yeah, you can tell you were just in pain.
Yeah.
You were in pain. And we're having a conversation about how just that constant pain, what effect it has on your psyche, your mood, your emotions.
I got into bed last night. I told Russell, I said, I understand now why people can do drugs. Before, I never had an understanding of what would push someone to do drugs. But if you're in physical pain, mental pain, anguish, and it's just not going away, and you're just looking for some type of relief, I can understand that mind frame. I pray that I never have to go down that road. But I can see when people are not offering you any solutions, there's just you got to deal with it. No, it's nothing really wrong with you. You're looking for something. I spent the whole day just okay, I'm all right. It's going to be all right. It's fine. It don't hurt, but it really do hurt. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah, and you got a high pain tolerance. So when you communicate that something hurts, to me, I'm like, okay, this is probably a 5 for her, but for me, this would be a 10. I'd be in the hospital. If she's saying it hurt, then for me, I'd be like, ugh. Like, I don't do well with pain at all. So
Yeah, I have a feeling that it'll be much like my wrist, where it's like, oh yeah, it's fractured. How are you been walking around?
that's crazy. It can't be the wrist.
Huh?
It can't be the wrist, though, right?
It's not my wrist. It's
But you were saying like the wrist.
yes.
Yeah, because you
Where
definitely.
it was just sore.
Yo, you were. I remembered it because you were like, no, it's probably just like a, just like tweaked it a little bit.
I fell off my son's hoverboard Christmas Day.
Well, I don't know why you even climb on that thing.
I
know
felt
what
like Mike
possessed you.
Tyson. I don't see how he ain't hurt himself because I felt just like that.
Oh my God.
And my son did like they did. Who got knocked out on Friday? Who was that? Day Day? Who got not Day Day? Who's his
Which
name?
Friday you talking about?
The first one. And they was like, you got knocked
Red?
up. No.
Red? Oh, you talking about Debo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Debo.
Bray came over and was like, dang, Mom.
Yeah, you fall. It's a whole spectacle.
I was like, Bray, get out my face.
I feel bad. I feel really bad. So it sucked that happened on Mother's Day. But aside from the injury, how did you feel on that day?
I feel fine.
You feel fine?
I feel like Mother's Day. I don't want the moms to hate me, but like when you a mom, like, okay, somebody take the time out to celebrate you on one day, like, cool, it's great, but like, I appreciate that type of stuff every day. So just one day, I don't even feel like, you just doing it because it's Mother's Day. Like, show me my appreciation, because I be over here.
You are so cynical.
I be over here breaking my back. I'm eating bread off the ground just to make my kids happy. Like, no, somebody gonna celebrate me.
You gonna quit bringing that up because I'm trying to get over it. But that was a lot. But
It's the sacrifice of a mother.
yeah, so now I gotta tell it so they know what we're talking about. So look, pick up the kids from school, the baby of the family, Nia, 5-year-old, sweet as pie, okay, what she wants to be. She had an open roll. Don't know where this roll came from.
It wasn't open. It was in a baggie.
It was open. The bag was open because I saw when I put her in the car. I said, hey, what you got there? You got a snack? It's for mommy. But it was open. It had a little pinch off it. I said, that's already gross. Don't know where this roll came from. It's been exposed to the kindergarten elements. Who knows what happened to this roll? Okay. The kid, we get to the house. The kids go inside first. Next thing I know, I hear this gut-wrenching, agonizing scream of pain. I'm like, oh shoot, what happened? I get inside the house. I'm like, what is happening? The baby can't find the roll. The roll is missing. Okay.
She had the bag though. She said, it fell out the bag. I said, what was it? It was a surprise for you.
I see it coming out. The bag's in there. I'm like, oh Lord. So in my mind, of course, at this point, this is the juncture where we just got to kind of build up some resiliency. You know, hey, it's okay. Woo, woo, woo. We got to build up some emotional resilience
I ain't
here,
that
okay?
type of mama.
Next thing I know, super mom takes the baby outside to retrieve the lost roll. Maybe it fell down. It did. In the lawn. Now, this roll has been sitting marinated.
It was only there for a good 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Now, we know that there's a 5-second rule. Like, we're privy to the 5-second rule. You drop something, and you can't just drop it anywhere. You got to drop it on a trustworthy floor. You know, pick it up within 5 seconds, blow it off, right? Then you're good to eat it. Now, I ain't never heard of the 5-minute outside in the lawn rule.
You just be making everything comical.
No. It was comical. I was flabbergasted because I said she's gonna go get the roll, maybe act like she go eat it. Then I said, okay, she's gonna pretend to eat it. She come back in the house, them jaws is going. She's like, see, it's okay. And look, Nia just happy.
See,
mommy ate the roll.
That's the point, right there.
But it wasn't worth it for me. In my mind, I'm thinking like, I can't
you.
kiss this woman in the mouth again because this just has reached a level of nasty I can't fathom.
And then 2 minutes later, baby, how would you think?
Nah.
Yes.
Yeah, no. It was a thought. Yeah, I did it. That's my version of eating the roll. Okay, I said, okay. right. But nah, that was nasty though.
It wasn't for you.
Nah, it
wasn't for you.
No, you got to teach that girl some emotional resiliency. That's
It
why
wasn't
she's
for
so
you.
fragile now.
Do you know how hard it is for a 5-year-old to keep track of something? She had that thing since lunch. She had the teacher put it in a baggie for me.
Things happen.
And it made it home. It's just in her excitement. She was running across the lawn. I got it roll for mommy. And it fell out the bag.
Things happen.
I couldn't, if it was, we found it. I said to myself in my head, if it's outside, I'm going to just take a bite. So me and the dog.
And then I started teasing her about it. Like, girl, that's nasty. And I think just yeah, I did it. She went back to the roll.
I did not. I gave it to the dog. I told you that. I cut it and I gave it to the dog.
I saw another piece out that roll. I said,
No, Nia ate a piece. I ate a piece and then I gave it
to the baby?
She got it herself.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, so.
But she was so happy. Don't leave that part out.
She was very happy. I land somewhere different, but that's just the difference between dads and moms, and that's why moms are so special, because there's nothing that a real mom won't do to just put a smile on the baby's face.
Facts.
Yep. Now dad's a little different. Dad's just like, nah, you need to toughen up. Stuff happens sometimes. You're not always gonna get your way.
Well, see, that's what
suck
she got
them tears
for.
up and woman up. Know what I mean? But hey, made her day, and that's why you're so awesome, man.
Thank you.
That's why you're the amazing
put a
mother that you
halo
are.
effect over my head.
I'm laughing at this whole cynical approach to it. Oh, you want to give me one daddy? Oh, you only do it because it's Mother's Day. Of course, it's a holiday for you.
No.
You only give me a gift because it's Christmas. Of course.
I want gifts 365.
Of course, it's Christmas. What do you?
Nah, that ain't what Christmas is for. I want gifts 365.
Get your funky little card out my face.
I was like, I participate in the Hallmark holidays.
You do.
I participate. I got my little carnation at church.
I always felt like a little something behind it. Now I know what it is. Now I know. Oh, she the whole time was just like,
Like, it's okay. It's Mother's Day.
I'm a
Happy
mother
Mother's
every day. I don't want your
Period.
little card. I don't want your little card.
I'll take it, but
I'll
I
take
mean,
it, but
you know
whatever.
what I'm saying? Wash these dishes Thursday, next Thursday, and that will really show me that you appreciate me.
Oh my goodness.
Don't have me keep repeating myself.
Oh, that's funny.
That shows me that you appreciate me.
That's funny.
No,
That's
so.
good. But once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers
Wait,
out there.
I got a question for you. Our baby daddies and baby mamas expected to say Happy Mother's and Happy Father's Day?
Expected?
Yeah, like, should it be expected?
No, I don't think you can expect that. I think it should be. I think it should happen. I don't think you're wrong for wishing that you had a dynamic like that, but I just think with just the flaw of humans, especially ones of which that you've already got a pass with, a breakup with, I don't think you can expect much of anything. I've come to learn that you can't have much expectation. There's what should happen, and then there's what actually does happen.
So, okay, take that out. Take expectation. You believe that should happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of the kind of parent that they are? Or only for the involved parents?
If you have not been here as a mother, don't think I'm seeing you text about some happy mother. If I'm out here solo, don't think I'm finna celebrate you.
She's still a mother.
Yeah, on Father's Day, if I can't get a hold of you to help be a father, don't expect me to celebrate your father. I'm not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, that ain't gonna do no forgiveness or nothing like that. Like, I mean, I'm not saying hold bitterness in your heart, but I'm saying don't be fake. Don't be fake. If they not a daddy, and I don't mean biologically anyone can father a child. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about Father's Day, I think that's more of a celebration of people who are playing that role, not with the ones who just happen to, do the deed.
At pulling out.
Yeah, that part. Yes, that's a great. I'm so glad you're here. You say the stuff that I think but won't come out my mouth. Yes, absolutely that. Yeah, I think you got to be, I think those days are for the people who are there. Like, we did something really dope at my job with our students, and we did a breakfast called The Women We Love. And we changed the name of it from Mother's Day because we deal with so many students who, you know what I'm saying? It's a grandma, it's a friend of the family, it's an auntie, you know what I mean, who's there playing the role. And we see that so much. And I thought it was so dope to celebrate them. So to me, it's not so much about who gave birth, even though that's a feat in and of itself. So I don't want to take it away from that.
Amen.
But I think it's so much more about the day to day. Like, what are you doing? So that's where I land.
Appreciation. So
Yeah.
it was on, but okay. So then on the Father's Day, will it be like the men you love? You're assuming.
Well, we won't be in school.
Oh,
then,
that's right.
So
Oh, that sucks.
men don't get celebrated. So let's be clear. It's very rare. Like Mother's Day is so much more of a big deal than Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't agree with that, but I'm just talking about the celebration reference for it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like nationally.
Nationally, that's the day. Man, what's my mama?
Is Mother's Day international?
Yeah, it's not on the same day everywhere. Like in UK, their Mother's Day was, because I remember our homie Aaron. What up, Aaron? Shout out to you. Raising Boys to Men. If you remember, he was on a couple episodes ago, but his Mother's Day was, some time ago. I remember him doing some content around that. Yeah.
Interesting. I definitely thought that was an American holiday, Mother's and Father's Day.
I'm not sure if it's everywhere.
But
Yeah.
maybe English.
I know our cultures are kind of
Yeah.
similar. I don't think they do Thanksgiving. I think that's more of an American holiday, but
Of course. Gluttony.
gluttony and genocide.
A curse. It's the American way.
I hate it.
Of course we do that.
I hate it.
All right. So, okay. I land in a kind of different space.
With the,
But I guess once you
congratulations.
clarify that it's not an expectation, but like they should do it. Like
For
if
sure.
the parent is involved, I agree. Like I'm gonna give you one, and I think you should give me one. I even gave your ex-wife one.
You did?
I did.
That's dope. I didn't know that.
I know. I don't have to tell you everything I do.
Yeah, but you tell the podcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
I informed you. Consider yourself informed.
You're telling them, not me.
No, I looked dead at you and I said your ex-wife. I ain't say his ex-wife.
I texted your baby daddies and I said,
That's a whole lie.
I said, tell my wife Happy Mother's Day.
And they didn't. So they
I said, hey,
your word
she
ain't
over,
lying with them.
hey, on my mama, okay? She
And
over
they
here
didn't.
being a mama, okay?
And they didn't. So they ain't listen to you. You
I'm
got
gonna have to see about
you have
them.
to step your gangster
It's
up.
smoke. It's up when I see it. No, I'm playing.
But not like it's weird because I don't expect that from them. But I just think like in niceties, if you have a mother or a father who is doing, or let's say you're not there, right?
Yeah.
As often as you like to be for whatever reason, but your other parent is stepping up, like that's a day that you can go above and beyond and recognize. Like I'm talking flowers, some money.
I've actually been in a weird space since
Yeah,
our
because you're
relationship.
used to doing that.
Well, not so much with the gifts. Those always came through the kids,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I'm naturally more wired to like lean in on appreciation. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo, I think I see it. I don't know if all men see it. I don't know.
I think
But-
you get to see it because you're in.
No, but even before that, like
Really?
I was very aware of like they're with you this many days, they're with me these days.
It's a sacrifice.
Homework's getting done. These kids are amazing. They're taken care of. I can sleep peacefully at night, even though they're not with me, knowing that they're okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I have such like a appreciation for that, especially when I see the opposite so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had homies who are raising their kids by themselves and mama's doing her thing. It's rare, but I see that. So for me, I always had this like, yo, I don't care what we got going on. I'm going to be very expressive on the fact that I see you. I couldn't do this without you. And if I had to, I don't know how I would. So I had to take a step back because I remember early in our relationship, I was asking questions like, so what if I want to do like this? And
But you was acting so extreme.
well, no, even conversations like Facebook posts, like, so that was something I used to do. Like you know what I mean? The public appreciation.
Yeah.
Hey, regardless of what we got going on, blah, blah, like stuff I just said right now on the podcast. Put on a Facebook post with some pictures in with the kids. And I remember telling you, was like, yeah, no, that ain't, we not doing that.
I mean, you don't got to do it for me either, but yeah, nah.
But I'm just wired that way.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just an adjustment because I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough. And I think that's
why you show that appreciation throughout the year. So you don't have to do these big grand gestures on when it's Mother's Day or Father's Day when you're showing that
so
you
make a
appreciate
post
them.
outside.
No, but I'm telling you,
just playing.
I can guarantee you that she doesn't care about the post. She wants to see that. She wants to feel that. And I'm not saying that you don't do that, but if you feel it and you see that you're appreciated every single day, them posts don't do nothing for you. That's for the people.
So on a day, I mean, because I verbally communicated, but how do you know what I'm saying, show that throughout on an everyday basis?
I mean, I don't think you should be calling her every day and be like, hey, I appreciate you.
It's that every day. I'm like, well, how do I show that?
But you know what I'm saying? Regularly, like, hey, you know, taking care of things that she don't have to worry about. Like we talked about, just taking the kids to soccer practice. Like, yes, she can do it. She get in downtime to do it. But just saying, hey, look, I know you just getting off the highway. Let me go ahead and take them so you can go home and relax and start dinner or whatever. That's showing that you see her, that you understand her struggle, and that you're doing what you can to alleviate that. Yeah. That does more, I'm saying personally for me, than if my baby daddy texts me and said, Happy Mother's Day, or if he wrote a Facebook post. Like, show me that you see the struggle, that you see the sacrifice. And then when it does come to Mother's Day, like, just a text or a conversation saying, hey, you know, I know it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I appreciate you. Let me know if it's anything you need.
Yeah. No, I felt bad. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bad about what?
So that day she posted like a little like Happy Mother's Day to me. I do this, I do that. I was like, oh, she made her own Mother's Day post. They had pictures of her with the kids. I was like, you know, like I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not saying that. This is just my own thing that I've been working through with just like things that show me like, okay, there's still a little guilt there. There's still a little, you know what I mean, tinge of like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I want to make sure that, and I think what you just said actually just helped me because it shows me ways in which I'm more effective in showing appreciation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the relationship dynamics, once you've moved on and you still have to co-parent with someone else, like it's something that you have to be very sensitive and you have to be very aware of. But if you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't even allow you to show appreciation, like that's a problem. Like I don't have any issue with you taking things off of her plate, with you making it easier for her, because on the other end, like I feel that at myself. Like I experience everything that she feels on the other, on my side of it. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be rushing around and trying to take care of and nobody's offering you assistance. Yeah. So if I'm like, hey, yo, no, you need to go see if they need dinner today or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's because I know what that's like on the other end.
I'm still praying my strength.
In the Lord?
Yeah, in the Lord. I'm still praying my strength because, you know, as we prepare to come and rub shoulders with co-parents.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on that because God's showing me like there's some bitterness in your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, not for sure that there's bitterness in your heart, but I could see how.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like for me, it's like.
Well, let's be clear. So my son is graduating.
Yeah.
Our oldest son is graduating in a week.
I thought you said it was 2 weeks.
No, it's next week. It's next Friday. She's graduating from high school, and because his father and his father's family live out of town, I don't know if it's customary in other places to have like an open house or a graduation party, but we're having that the very next day. So this will be Russell's first time with any type of communication with our oldest son's father. So he's not texted him, he's not had a phone conversation with him, and he's not laid eyes on him. So just for full transparency, he has not been the most active parent. I've said this many times that for the first 10 years of my son's life, he was in prison. And then when he got out of prison, he was on parole in Alabama. So that, number one, just prohibits how much you can co-parent a child.
When he get out?
He got out when Michael was 10. So what is that, 2014? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the plight of a formerly incarcerated Black man, had troubles finding employment and things like that. So his contribution for whatever reason.
I'm not buying it, though.
Listen, probably a myriad of reasons.
I'm not buying
probably
it.
because he wasn't really forced to. I didn't put him on child support. I didn't hassle him about money. Like, I kind of just let him do what he wanted to do, which most of the time was nothing.
How freely can I speak?
You can speak freely. He ain't who gonna check us, boo.
So for me, it's not like, because I understand the situation. And I have a small sample size, right? Because we've only been married for a year now. But for me, the more I lean into my role, the more I lean into my relationship and develop my own relationship with these kids, the more I'm like, nah, that's wrong. That's wrong. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, you
I'm sorry, it's a mosquito. I'm listening.
I'm like, yeah, you got stuff going on, but you paying for something. There's you got to live. You have to live. You have to survive, and you're surviving well. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then where's the sacrifice? Because I don't see it. I need you to let it go.
I killed it.
Okay. She's just slapping my leg. I'm trying to talk.
Sorry.
But it's like, I'm sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that I'm going without for the sake of your child. And it's like, I'm good with that, because I don't feel no ways about that. I'm not complaining about that. But in my mind, I got this idea at this open house that you walk around like the proud dad, like you did something. And I'm like, I'm trying to talk to myself like, okay.
You know, I mean, we kind of had this.
You've already tried to.
But for those who might be in a similar situation, I'm gonna reiterate just for the sake of we on a podcast. You know, I think that as much as you feel it for the 3 years now that you've been in our lives and the year that we've been married, I feel that too, and I feel like I feel it more on your behalf than I do it on mine, because he came for me. You know what I'm saying? I carried him for 9 months. I birthed him out and I struggled with him. You ain't had nothing to do with that. You didn't make the choice for this child to be brought into the earth, but you've taken on the responsibility. And to take on the responsibility and have someone else come step in like, yeah, my son, he did it. Like, I feel for you. I feel it on your behalf. I feel indignant on your behalf. Like, nah, this man been here for the last 3 years. Like, this man been the one sacrificing. This one been taking money out of his check to make sure this is paid and that's paid. But I feel like also in a way, like, they're coming into a situation where every single thing is paid for.
Yeah.
It ain't no way you can deny what's been happening. And I think it should make them feel really small about what his contribution has been to that child's life, and how I think he should be appreciative. I don't know if he will, but I think he should be appreciative.
I'm not coming in with no expectations.
He ain't have to come out of pocket, not a one dime, but his son still has everything that he needs.
And to me, it's not so much that you didn't do that. It's just that when we do, you act like it's just an inconvenience. That's what hit me. It's like hey, can you? Well, where's the receipts? Or I need to see proof of what? It don't matter. Okay, let's just say we gonna use it to pay the light bill or whatever. The fact that you've contributed nothing, just send it, bro. I need to see. Okay, let me stop, because we never got this personal, and I'm trying to
listen. Like I said, who gonna check us, boo? Number one. It's real life, right? I'm not the only person who has an inactive co-parent, right? And I think that a lot of people going through the situation may feel like, man, don't nobody got to deal with this like I got to deal with it. They talk about co-parenting, but it's going really well for them. The devil is a lie. Like, we have every dynamic of co-parenting that you could have in a situation. We have the one that's really tumultuous, we have the one that goes really well, and we have the one that just don't exist, right? And we have to navigate all three of those. And so sit here and talking about a situation without really talking about it, it ain't doing us no service, and it ain't doing nobody else that's listening no service. Like, the truth is, we are sacrificing above and going above and beyond, not out of, well, you just ain't gonna do it, because it's really out of love and we want the absolute best for these kids. And if we have to be the ones to do it, then we will. But on the back end of that, it's like, bro, you can help, because the only reason that you get to coast and live life without no responsibilities and without a care in the world for how he's going to turn out is because he has two people who have dedicated their lives to making sure that it's okay. Yeah. And without us,
for sure,
where would he be? Because you're not doing anything.
Yeah. And that's one thing I can say that I love about the family unit, and specifically, well, I can't say this about the Black family unit because I know it's not specific to the Black family unit, but I can only speak from the vantage point that I've seen. But it's always a village, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a grandma and whether it's, you know what I mean, somebody who just steps into the picture. Like, I just love that that's a part of our story, you know what I mean? And it's been so many, just within the last 3 years, like it's just been, I've seen it, you know what I mean? Whether it's, dang, our washer broke. Yeah, it's like, well, bring the load over here. Grandma wash it. You know what I mean? Or just, I'm so thankful that, you know, more than anything, it's about the kids. And when there's people who are invested in the kids, like, it's going to get done. And that's why I've learned to just relinquish expectation, because, yeah, you should. But ultimately, like, you're not going to stop the show. They're going to be taken care of.
They're going to be good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is at this point, you know.
And to me, you know, I might have a different outlook on it, but that's the biggest stunt to me. Like, you're about to walk into a whole event that you ain't had nothing to do with.
That part.
Like,
now it made me want to be extra.
Like, oh, she did this. Yep. We sure did.
Did you try the chocolate fountain?
Right. It's a gold statue of him over there in the corner. You might want to check it out.
There's a food truck outside. Did you try? It's free. It's free. Enjoy.
Like, I used to be that person who was like, I felt bad for myself, right?
Yeah.
I felt like, oh my God, I have to take care of, at the time it was just him, thank the Lord. But you know what I'm saying? I have to take care of this child by myself, and my pride wouldn't let me ask for help.
Yeah.
Like, he has grandparents who were willing to help, but I felt like, you know what, that's not your job. That's not your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And so I wouldn't ask. My family would be like, what do you need? And I'm like, no, we good. Because I felt like if I asked for help or if I couldn't do it, then I was a failure. But like, no parent is meant to do that on their own.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you can. There are plenty capable single parents who get it done, but that doesn't mean that you have to.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I had took on. Well, he my responsibility. He my child. Nobody else laid down and made a decision to have a baby with him but me. So I can't ask for help, and I won't ask for help. And we struggle for a lot of that. That's why I think it's still hard for me sometimes to accept the amazing grandmother that your mom is, because it's like, oh my God, wait, she bought clothes again? Like, she don't have to do that, because it feels so obtuse to everything that I've taught myself about what it means to be a good parent.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have the other parent, then you just go hard to make sure that your kids don't have it, and you don't ask nobody else for help. But the fact that we are now in a family who helps just because they want to, not because I asked for it.
For sure.
And for not for nothing, my ex-husband, he, as far as providing, he does that, but she still does for them. Yeah. And that's something that just blows my mind. And I can't say thank you to her enough for that, because I don't have to ask. You know, it's just clothes laying around. It's just shoes coming. It's random cash apps, just because she recognizes what it takes to raise a child.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's because she got a shopping problem, or
well, thank you. We benefit from that.
Now that's her love language. That's her love language, and I don't think I realized that because I didn't know about the love languages. But when I was reading over it, I was like, "Yo, this is my mom. This is how she shows her love. Like, she ain't gonna woo 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 come sit on mama lap, but it's like, hey, it's Valentine's Day. I got you an outfit, huh? It's St. Patty's Day. Here's some shoes. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think I was spoiled by any stress imagination, but that's how she shows her love, and I'm so thankful that, like, there's certain things I was worried about, you know, when you trying to blend a family and you go through a divorce. It's not just you, it's your whole family is going through the divorce, right? So I remember there was a moment in time and I was like, in my entire life, I've only introduced 2 women to my family. I don't include you because before you, it was just high school.
Yeah.
But it was a girl and it was like a short relationship, but this girl, I had my nose wide open with this girl, and she was downright terrible for me. But I brought it to my family. It was like, who is this girl? My dad took his belt off. He was about to whoop her at Thanksgiving. Like, girl, sit down. But it was her and my first wife, you know. And I don't. If I bring somebody to my family, it's because in my mind, yo, this is something significant.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I learned the first time I brought somebody home. It's like, okay, maybe I should be a little
sure.
Maybe let me be more careful. You know what I'm saying?
Be a little bit more discerning.
You know what I'm saying? So, when I knew what it was gonna mean when I brought you around my family, when I introduced, I know what that communicates. But one thing I never doubted was that, and I told you this, if they see that you're good for me, they're going to love you. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, regardless of if they agree with my decisions, they just want what's best for me. So when they can see it, you know, when they're around, they're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I get it.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I love them. And it just takes a village, yo. It takes a village. Like, you can do it by your own, but it's so much better when you got people that's in it with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to boast and brag, and you asked me, like, how does this moment feel? Like, he's about to graduate. Like, do you feel proud? And I said, like, I can't say that I feel like pride in that I did something to get him here, because if you would have asked me that 4 years ago, I would have stood my high ground and been like, yes, I did it.
That.
I ain't had no help. Is this what it look like when you step up for your kids? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's how you would have did it?
That's how I would have said it. I would have had a little expletives in there.
Okay.
But that's how I would have said it.
How many years ago?
About 4.
Okay.
Listen,
Right.
I'm new to this. Okay? I'm true to it, but I'm also new to it. It was about 4 years in.
Okay.
But I really would have been like, I did this by myself. But retrospectively, like, I could not have done this, number one, without the grace of God. Because, like, every statistic says that a Black child born to a teenage mother with a parent incarcerated should be on the streets, gang banging, strung out,
in our juvenile,
in prison, and he's none of that.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done that by myself.
For sure.
And I realize now that grandparents, aunties, uncles,
great grandmas,
grandma-in-laws,
for real.
stepdaddies, like, all of that has created this young man that is now about to go off to Hawaii, about to go off into college. And he not perfect by any means, but
he a good kid.
He could have been so much worse.
He's a good kid.
And I can't take credit for none of that, because I was a whole heathen when I was growing up.
No, you can take some credit for it.
It ain't nothing but my grandmother's prayers that kept both of us alive in that time where I was out here and where I was wilding out. Because for the majority of his life, he know his mama to drink, to smoke, to party, to act a fool, to fight you know what I'm saying? That's what he know.
Yeah.
So for him to come from out of that environment and not bear the stains and the bruises of that, it's really nothing. I mean, yes, I was there and I participated in it, but it ain't of me.
Oh yeah, but also, like, so you're not just making it seem like it was just divine intervention.
It wasn't divine intervention at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But he also got a front row seat to seeing someone bust their butt, and aside from just the keeping the lights on and doing for your home, he saw you make a radical change.
Yeah, 100%.
He saw up front what it looks like for someone to be transformed by the renewing of their mind, so much so that he has questions. Hey, why you don't cuss no more? So you not gonna cuss?
You know you want to cuss.
You know you want to cuss.
Taunt me
because his mind couldn't understand it. I know you. I have a whole life of what I know you to be, and in front of me, I'm seeing a new creature. Now, not a lot of people can say they've seen that. He's seen that. Who you are today is a completely different person than who he grew up with. Yeah. And he's seen the move of God in his mother's life. And that is going to stick with him for the rest of his life. I don't care what he goes through. He will know what it looks like when God comes in somebody's life. He's going to know when he makes a decision that I'm going to live my life completely for God. He has an idea of what that looks like.
And he will never know this, and I will never be the one to tell him unless he watches this podcast. But it started with him. Like when my grandmother was still alive, she took him to church with her. And one day she came home and said, Michael got baptized. And I was so upset, right? Because number one, I missed it. And number two, he was like 10. Like, ain't nobody getting baptized. Like, well, now I got to clean up my household because I got this Christian child in my house.
I'm going to go listen to my music and I got a Christian in the back.
This is how in the world I was. I was lost, y'all.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, how am I supposed to parent him? I don't know nothing about being no Christian. I got to try to show him what to do. And I don't even know what to do. Oh, that's funny. But it was the start for me. So probably about 4 or 5 months after that, I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking.
Wow.
And then I started, once I wasn't doing that, it was like, what, going out for what? So I really started to not go out. My whole clique was still going out. So then that meant that I had to be alone. And it was just me and him.
Wow.
And I remember being like, I can't let him down. Like, so for a long time, although I wasn't saved, I wasn't going to church, I had stopped all those things that could influence him. Yeah. I was like, absolutely not. Like, no, you can't drink in my house. No, you can't come over here and smoke. Like, nah, I got a Christian upstairs. Like, he's saved now. You can't come over.
I know that's not funny, but that's hilarious. I got a Christian upstairs.
There's a Christian in this house.
You talk about like a different creature.
The Lord dwells here. Like, no, we're not doing that. Oh my goodness. And it was when I got into a relationship, I remember one specific relationship where that wasn't his lifestyle. And it was a real struggle for me. Like, I wanted to be with him. Like, I wanted him to stay the night and do these things. But I'm like, man, I'm introducing my son to. So then that's when I went to, okay, you go over Granny's house. Let me see if somebody can watch you. And then I started to feel like less of a parent. Okay. So it was just, my whole change was inspired by just trying to live right for him.
Wow. That's crazy.
But I won't ever tell him that.
Why?
He not that kid. You know him. Keep that between us.
I think you could plant a seed that you might have to endure some puffy chest moments, but it might be good for him to know. I have a similar story, and I can say that me coming back to the faith was from a divine move of God from my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said something to me that came from his mouth, but I knew it was bigger than just him talking. That was the Holy Spirit talking through him. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing just like what you'll do for your child.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where it started at.
From eating bread off the grass to getting your life right.
For real. Because I remember when you came to my life, I started feeling like that unction again. And I was missing for a minute. And I remember saying, like, I'm going to go to church. Like, ain't been a minute, but I'm going to go. And I don't think I had much expectation. And it was just something I was going through the motions to do. Like, in my mind, my view of going to church was just, that's just what you do when you try to get your life right. You go to church. Or when you're a Christian, you go to church. But my relationship with church and with God was something different back then. You know, just like what you do. Yeah. So, I'm going to start going to church again. Because in my mind, that's just what you do when you know.
Trying to be good.
Yeah. So my kids, there's never been a Sunday they haven't been to church their entire life. Like, every Sunday you go to church. I don't think I realized that me not going was something they were seeing. It's just weird how you in your mind you could think they don't see that. Like, in my mind, I think they still remember who I was in my old life. I think they remember me preaching. They remember me being in church. They remember me getting up talking. I think that's in their brains. They did not remember any of that Only thing they saw was my present, who I was now. So when I walked into church and my son was shocked, he was like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I came to church." And he was like, "Daddy, you don't go to church." And I just was like, "Yo, what?" He's like, "Yeah, you don't go to church." And I was like, in that moment, it was like I saw myself. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it knocked the wind out of me. And I don't even know I could really pay attention to service because I was just sitting there like, who have you become in front of your children?
Yeah.
You know, not so much for me, but for them, like, who are you? You know what I mean? And it rocked me, and it made me see myself in a way that I wasn't leaving that church without giving my life to God again. I wasn't leaving that church without running back to God. And man, like, I had a conversation with one of my students, and he was young. He was 15, and he was having a child. And he was so nervous. And I remember saying, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you got something to be nervous about. Like, this is a life-changing event. But I was like, if you let it, it can transform you into a man. Like, you're 15, so by law, you're not a man. I said, but who you are, your decision-making, how you carry yourself, and how you move is what makes you a man. I said, because I know some 50-year-old boys. But I was like, having a child will change you. It's like, it's one of the most amazing experiences because it's something about when there's a child who's just dependent on you. Every breath that baby takes, every meal, they can't even hold their head up.
My neck be bobbling all over the place.
They can't even hold their head up without you. And when you have that type of dependency on you, like, it pushes you. And I remember having eviction notices on my door. And I remember being like, I got to do something because I got this baby here. I'm selling prized possessions. I'm selling everything. Like, what I sold
not everything.
Huh? Well, not everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I sold my wedding ring twice just to keep the, Jesus. Like, but it's what shaped me. It's what molded me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what brought me back to God. It was started with you, and it got me in the building. And then out of the mouth of my son, I saw myself. And it's the same thing like you saying with your child. Like,
yeah, it's amazing how God can use that relationship to really show himself.
Yeah.
There are so many times where I'm ready to just jump down my child's throat, any one of them at a given time, just because I'm like, why don't you get it? And God, the Holy Spirit can check me so quickly. Like, you got that same thing. I be trying to tell you, and you be rebelling against everything I say. I told you to do X, Y, and Z, and you still ain't did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that parent-child relationship is such a reflection of the you and God relationship. And it can, like you said, it can do it just wonders for your life if you surrender to that role in your child's life. Like, that eating, I keep going back to that eating of the bread, but it was so sacrificial of anything that I wanted. Like, I knew how much she wanted it. Yeah. And that's how I want to be with God. Like, whatever you want, I'm willing to sacrifice how it made me feel, how it made me look, what it makes me think, what it makes others think about me.
That's what he did for us.
Just to show approve. Yeah.
That's what he did for us.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I go hard for them like that.
Yeah.
Because I know my daddy would do it for me.
Yeah. Becoming a parent shows you so much about what God goes through with us.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like, for real. Like, man, I'm going to do better if you make them do better, guys.
Start with them, and then I'm going to do it. That's how it be. I remember I look at my son sometimes, and I'll be like, there are things I'm starting to see. Like, and I think, and I don't know if it's a dad thing, but I'm always like trying to see into the future. Like, okay, this is you. How is it going to affect your tomorrow? Okay, I see this pattern. That's not a age thing. This is a personality thing. This is something that's shaping you, something that's forming you. How's that going to affect you? And then when I started to look at those things with my son, I saw me. I'm like, oh man, my son, like, I don't want to have body image issues. I don't want him to. The other day we were driving this class. He was like, Dad, am I fat? And I was like, why would you say that? And I'm trying to speak all of these important things like, man,
Right.
what, man, you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta yada yada yada, man. Like, man, don't care if you big or nothing. It's about your demeanor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at your stepmama. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And how you think I put your stepmama by acting all like, ooh, you know, like.
I mean, I am fly, but that ain't got nothing to do with you.
But it's your confidence. It's about
absolutely,
you know, not walking around like, you know, but I saw myself in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then more so like, okay, maybe you really legitimately see yourself in a different way than how you look. Maybe in your mind you want to look a certain way, but your behavior, your habits don't support what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
So then if that is the case, what's prohibiting you from making those moves? And while I'm trying to examine him, I'm examining myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes you be like, okay. Like, I can't just talk points. I can't just say wise things.
Gotta be it too.
I gotta be it. You're not listening to me. You're looking at me. Like, it's not about what I say. It's about what you catch. And there's so much of who I am that I didn't even realize. Like, oh, I'm my dad.
And it's so much that they catch that you never speak out your mouth.
Yeah, I look at my own life. I'm like, how did I get like this? Like, I'm my dad. I can't remember who I was talking to. They're like, you just like your dad. I was like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And he never sat down and was like, hey, do this, do this, do that. But I just absorbed it from being around him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I think mothers in general, parents in general, like, the assignment is so heavy, but it's so rewarding.
It is. And that's what I feel in this moment.
Yeah.
I just feel happy. Like that he made it this far. 'Cause he shouldn't have, right? And the fact that he did, it just makes me feel proud. Like I used to be scared of this. I used to be like, oh my God, he's gonna go out into the world and he don't even know nothing. He don't know how to clean the sink. He don't know how to sweep. Not that he don't know how, but he don't practice it.
He's gonna lose them car keys every day.
He loses wallet. He loses money. He loses keys. But I'm like, that little, not that it's little, but that stuff ain't nothing compared to where we started.
Life will work that out.
Yeah.
Your life will teach you enough. Like, let me just hang my keys up when I get.
But I know he has what it takes to succeed in this life.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm most proud of.
Absolutely. You should be proud. You should be proud. Now, I know you giving a lot of credit to everybody but yourself, but.
No, I mean, because for me, it's just like, I had to do, but I am proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself for overcoming and pushing through when I was telling him, like, it was $8 and you got to eat and I got to eat. And I had to make the tough decision. Like, nah, he gonna eat.
And aside from God, you have been the most consistent thing.
Absolutely.
Like, thank God for the grammars, thank God for this and for that. But aside from God.
But he's always known if he ain't got nobody else, he got his mom.
You have been the most consistent thing. So regardless of what you believe you could have did better or all that, who he is today is a direct reflection of what he has observed and caught coming up under you. And that's amazing. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, but this one's a special one for Brandy. One kid off. 3 more to go.
4. We got 5 kids together.
Don't leave none of them out. Forgot about Nia. Dang.
We got another. She just getting started, so we got another 12 years in us.
Yo, when Nia go, we turn it up. You hear me? Her open house finna be a spectacle. Everyone else, like, they gonna get a nice little send off. But hers, it ain't even gonna be for her.
It's a celebration.
It's for us. I'm telling you.
It's a celebration.
It's
gonna be in
a
our
concert. Yeah, we gonna get whoever the new popping artist is.
Not the new popping artist.
We're gonna get Blue Ivy to perform.
I want Joe and Jagged Edge.
Oh, it's for us.
Yeah, it's for us.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Beyonce. We gotta make sure our budget is right.
I want Sasha Fierce in my.
I'm with it. She ain't gonna move like she used to move though. She can be about 50 something. It's gonna be all right though.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this new chapter for him and for us.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be lit.
It is. And now when the kids go to their others,
it's just us. We're gonna find out if we really like each other now.
Oh no, I ain't even think about that. I know we like each other. I'm trying to explore the house now. I'm trying to crescent. I'm trying to take it out the bedroom. Come on. See what we can do.
You always got to bring it back to something nasty. Y'all.
Always got to. That's where I live. That's where I get my mail at.
Anyway, this is not where we intended on going, but
This
we always know.
This was not what the episode was supposed to be about.
We always pray and ask for the Holy Spirit to guide us before every episode. So we pray that this bless somebody.
Amen. Had to, because this wasn't where you're supposed to take it.
Yeah,
Wow.
This was a God ordained conversation, and we hope that y'all can catch us on the live tomorrow.
What?
At 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. Come kick it with us in the family. Our YouTube community is growing, so I know we usually push people to Facebook, but there are several people who join us on YouTube. So if that's your preferred platform, hop on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and come kick it with us in the fam.
That part. You know that clip that be like, I'm a mother. You ever seen that clip? It's like, don't talk to me like that. I'm a mother. A New York lady?
No.
Dang, I wish it was more relevant to you. I was going to say we should call this episode, I'm a mother.
Oh, yeah, nah. I think sometimes when we do those titles that is only relevant to like a small subset of people, like the episode about nothing, I got 68 views because nobody knew nobody knew the Seinfeld reference.
That's an episode about nothing. I'm not going to listen to that. I don't think I want to listen to that. That's not interesting.
I didn't even know. Let's call it the episode about nothing. Huh? Well, how does that make sense? You know, Seinfeld, they called an episode about nothing. That's what they called it. I
thought it was our most creative. The little Wale flip that you did with the feet. Remember the Wale flip? Yeah. I thought, hey, but whatever. A little artistic genius went over their heads a little bit. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that wasn't our demo. Yeah. Maybe our listeners don't watch Seinfeld.
I can guarantee you that they do not.
They should know about Wale, though.
This handful of people.
Anyway, yeah, but really love this episode. This was good. This was a good conversation. So, yeah, we'll catch y'all tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, if you're able to. We'll be back the following Tuesday. Oh, we're going to be in Detroit this weekend for a marriage retreat. We're going to do our best to give you guys some bonus content. We're going to do a live recording there. Not sure it's going to be an episode per se, but we definitely want to make sure that our fam gets to be there to hear the dope conversation, give y'all some bonus content. So a lot of dope things happening, more interviews coming up, and we can't wait to give you all of this special content.
All right. Always remember, we love love.
And y'all should love too.
Peace.
Peace.